got it knocked out. So we've moving on. We got 3 more days before the next scrimmage, and we've done some position changing and trying to get some depth in some spots, trying to move some guys around so we get the best players on the field, and we can look at it this next scrimmage before we settle down. But kids competed hard today. That was a good sign. It was a little hotter at the beginning than at the end, but they did compete. So.
Is it days like this that you wish that indoor practice facility could get ready even quicker? It seems like you guys have kind of been dodging weather.
Yeah, the whole time. You sure wish it could, but to be honest with you, if we had the indoor practice facility, we would probably go in it once every 3 days, because what I've found over the time at the other places I've been is your legs recover when you go inside, and we have no recovery. We can't hide from the heat, so we have nowhere to go. You can either shorten practice, or you can cut a practice off, which you don't want to do. There's no good way around it. So it's not just the weather as much as it is the heat. But you'd like to get your guys' legs back where they're back running their normal speeds and their normal distances. And when you go inside, you can do that. But we don't have that luxury right now.
What was the thinking with the position switches you mentioned? I guess Shaqiri is one of them, and the inside linebacker.
Yeah, the inside linebacker is merely depth standpoint. We're trying to make sure we got enough depth and make sure we got enough guys that can play and play winning football, and see if we put a better football player on the field as a safety, then he has a better chance of playing there than maybe at safety right now. And then Shaqiri is really just a situation where we feel like we got some good backs, and we've got some guys that can help us, and Shaqiri may be able to help us better in other packages. And he'll still continue. I mean, he played some back today. He's doing a little bit of both, but he can help us more right now, wide out.
We had a chance to talk to Terry Godwin last night. Just what have you seen from Terry this fall game?
Well, to be honest, I've seen Terry up and down. You know, I know the athlete that Terry is. I know the athlete Terry can be, but Terry needs to get a little more consistency. You know, and I tell him that every day. He has to block with the same vigor that he runs the route with. That he has to practice starts and takeoffs and all the little fundamentals just as hard as he does when he's getting the ball. And that's the part that Terry's got to do. He's got to be more consistent. So that's what I want to see from Terry. Because if he does those things, he can be a good player. But Terry can't be a great player until he does all those little things that he's not doing all of them right now.
What has Charlie Warner got?
Charlie's got a little bit of ankle sprain. Don't know his day-to-day. Well, I thought he might be back out there today, but he wasn't. But he's rehabbing. We'll find out when he's back.
Quincy?
Same. He's got a little ankle version there and had a little problem with it. And to be honest with you, Quincy's a guy that's been a little beat up all camp. So we're trying to get him back best we can. He was limited the day before today, and then today he was out. So we're trying to get him back and get him back healthy.
Yeah, I noticed when I was walking by, he was yelling at the defensive linemen when they were doing their drill. What kind of encouraging them? What kind of a leader is he?
Well, he's an energetic guy. You guys played a lot of football games around here, and I can still remember going to recruit him out of high school. It seems like he's been here forever. He's smart. He knows the defense, and he has to help kind of get us going some days, and he's got a lot of juice and energy.
Does the addition of Maurice Smith kind of when you're playing musical chairs a little bit and trying to get depth at other positions, did that kind of help the decision with moving around, treating inside linebacker? And it seems like Aaron Davis is working a little more at safety now.
Yeah, that helped a lot. Excuse me. As far as having Mo, it gave us the ability to move some guys. Not so much Roundtree. That had more to do with injuries and other things, but more the other positions. We feel like we've got a couple guys that can play nickel. We've got a couple guys that can play money. We're working to find another safety now, which Quincy being out's giving us the ability to do that, to find another guy that can play sub-safety. You know, what we play against every day is not necessarily what we'll play against all season. So we're having to form kind of 2 teams, one that will play against a lot of opponents, and then one that will practice against our team. So our team is not the same as what we're going to have to play against. So the two are distinctly, very, very distinctly different.
Now that you've had a chance to digest the film from Saturday, you think anything differently of the quarterbacks than maybe you did going into that session?
You know, I really don't. I kept thinking I'd be able to come back and tell you all more. There were still a couple bonehead decisions, and that's frustrating. And it really didn't lead us to any more direction as far as where we're going. We hope this week's practice will do that, but we're still getting each guy reps with each group.
How is Julian Rochester doing, and do you see him I mean, is this situation resolved yet? You getting him ready to play right away?
Yeah, we're getting Julian ready to play. Julian's a guy that's going to provide great depth for us. He's lost a lot of weight. He worked really hard, made a 3.0 last semester, and Julian's been a guy that's done everything we've asked of him since his incident. And I'm really proud of what he's doing out there. He's got to play with more consistency of effort because not every day does he give the effort he needs to give, but he knows his assignments. You know, he's ahead of those other freshmen merely because he got 15 practices in.
You're pretty much halfway between when camp started and the game, or are you pretty much where you thought this team would be?
You know, to be honest with you, I'm taking it day by day. I can't say that I'm where I should be. I mean, behind, ahead. I mean, we are where we are, and we're taking each day as it has its own life, and we try to get the most out of each day. So I wouldn't say that on a scale of where we are or where we should be or shouldn't be. We're really just taking it day by day.
What are your impressions been of Tyler Catalina since coming over and trying to adjust from FCS level to now going up against guys he will be facing during the year?
You know, I think he's got confidence. I think he really believes that he can play and block these guys in this league. He blocks our guys at practice, so he plays with a little bit of confidence and swagger. He's very strong. He's a physical presence that we need there that can move people and block people. And to be honest with you, he's done a really good job. He's a sharp kid. He's picked up the offense really quick and played with a lot of confidence. So we're excited about where he is, but we're not ready to anoint or make anybody a starter just yet because those guys are rotating still.
How did McLeod, I think I'm pronouncing that right, walk on come about joining the team?
To be honest with you, we didn't think we had enough quarterbacks. We didn't have enough arms and arm talent, and we knew he was here. He's been a student here for over a year now, and I had a relationship with him from Alabama. I knew his dad well, Bob, and had known Parker for a long time, and we gave him an opportunity to come out and compete and come out and help us out and throw the ball around. And he's done that so far. He's got a good arm.
Do you think that was a surprise to him, just being on campus and then you reaching out to them?
I don't think so. I think that he's a good football player. I mean, he went to the University of Alabama, he went to Western Kentucky, he was here, his dad went to school here, so I think it was more of a good opportunity for the young man. I mean, he's only going to be in college once, and he certainly grew up a Bulldog fan. So,
Kirby, I guess Tommy Long got a scholarship. Have you given some more to other walk-ons?
yeah, 3 guys were awarded scholarships. Both Kenneth Towns, Fricks, and Tommy Long all were awarded scholarships. 2 of those are seniors, and Fricks is obviously a junior, who's our long snapper. So those guys have done a tremendous job for a program. But I do want to say this, that there are a lot of deserving walk-ons out there. So I'm always hesitant to, it's a hard decision on who you give those scholarships to. And there are a lot of deserving guys out there that are really giving great effort and playing with toughness and doing the things we ask them to do. So it's hard to just single out 3 guys because there's certainly others that are out there helping us out.
How would Ben Cleveland continue to progress, even so being so young as he is right now?
Ben's got to get better. Ben's got to play with. I expect more out of Ben. Ben's a guy that's here in the spring, so he got practice in the spring, and now he's here in the fall. And I expect Ben to pick things up and play with more consistency and play with more effort. So my expectations for Ben are to play with toughness and play really hard. And we don't always get that out of Ben. He's got to improve that.
What's your plan for Saturday's scrimmage?
It's a scrimmage. We're going to do very similar to what we did the last one. And we're going to roll the ball out there and let them play. And we're going to find out who can play football. Tackle, cover kicks, do all the things we got to do. It's not going to change. A scrimmage is a scrimmage to me. So we're going to go out there and play ball. And we're going to try to find out who the best 53, 60, 70, however many guys can play winning football. We'll find a role for them. And that's the whole objective of Saturday, to find out who that is.
Any leaders popping up yet?
Well, I'll say this, there's some guys that are trying, which that's the first step. You step out of your comfort zone, and we've challenged them to do that. I won't specifically say anybody, but I'll say this, it's a little more festive than it has been, so time is drawing near.
Kirby, I don't know if they went to the Ramsey when you were here
Yeah,
in
sure
06. Is that something that's not going to happen?
I wouldn't say that will happen. It could very well happen, but I think it's going to have to be a situation where we can't practice outside. Just definitively, there's no way we can go outside. I'm assuming you're talking about the practice.
No, I'm talking about they go to the pool and the fun Ramsey day.
No. I thought you were talking about rain day. Our guys understand that we've got work to do, and we got a certain amount of time to get it in in that amount of time. Not to mention, I have no idea when I'm gonna lose a practice to rain. So the minute you do that, you could lose 2. And I gotta keep that in my back pocket, so it's not in the plans. And no, we didn't go to Ramsey when I was paying for it. We went to Ramsey to practice.
Last question, anybody?
About the vertical passing game, how is that going along?
Well, when we run the ball good, Mark, we throw it good vertical, because it sets it up, you know, so the more ability we have to stick it in there and run hard those downhill plays, the vertical passing game picks up. But vertical passing game is a lot of timing and a lot of protection. And that's a big part. We're trying to improve on the timing in the passing game. We've challenged the receivers. They've got to run the same route in the 3rd and 10 situation that they do in routes on air. And it's harder to do that because there's people standing out there and they're hitting you. And there's people coming in the quarterback's face. So one of the biggest goals going into this camp was to improve 3rd down play defensively and offensively. And, you know, a big part of 3rd and long is vertical passing game. So we've tried to, I guess, focus on that with drills and situations in practices, not only scrimmages. But I don't know, you know, it's hard to measure how much we've improved on that just because we've only been doing it for about a week now when we've hit 3rd and longs.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.